My father sold his family business to a faceless corporation because he thought it was the only way to save his retirement. He had no idea he was actually selling it to the son he called a disappointment. For as long as I can remember, I was the black sheep. My older brother, Kevin, was the star athlete. My sister, Anna, was the creative genius. I was just there, useful for taking out the trash, but not smart enough for the boardroom. When I was 22, I told my dad I wanted to work for the family company. He laughed in my face. He told me, "You don't have the killer instinct. Go find a desk job where you can't break anything." So I did. I left town, and I didn't look back. While my parents were bragging about Kevin taking over the CEO role, I was grinding. I started an investment firm called Everest Holdings. We specialized in acquiring distressed manufacturing companies, fixing them, and making them profitable. I worked 18-hour days for 6 years. I built a portfolio worth $200 million. My family knew none of this. To them, I was just a mid-level manager at some paper company, because that's what I let them believe. Last spring, I started hearing whispers in the industry. My dad's company was sinking. Kevin had made a series of terrible decisions, spending money on luxury office renovations, while production output tanked. They were weeks away from bankruptcy. I didn't call my dad. Instead, I had my senior partner contact him. We made an all-cash offer to buy 100% of the business under the name Everest Holdings. My dad was desperate. He didn't even look at the names on the LLC documents. He just saw the zeros on the check and signed. That brings us to Thanksgiving. The whole family was gathered at the main table. Kevin was sitting at the head, acting like he owned the place, talking about his vision for the next fiscal year. My dad cleared his throat and stood up. He looked nervous. "I have an announcement," Dad said. "As of yesterday, the company has been sold." The room went dead silent. Kevin dropped his fork. You sold it. "But that's my inheritance." "Who did you sell it to?" "A private equity firm called Everest Holdings," Dad said, avoiding Kevin's eyes. "They offered cash. It was the only way to save your mother's pension." "Kevin, you ran us into the ground." Kevin stood up, his face turning purple. "I'm the CEO. You can't just sell it out from under me. I'll sue. I'll make sure this new owner knows I'm indispensable." I took a sip of my wine and spoke up for the first time all night. "Actually, Kevin, the new owner already knows you're incompetent." Everyone turned to look at me. My sister rolled her eyes. "Shut up, Mike, the adults are talking." "I'm serious," I said, reaching into my jacket pocket. I pulled out the acquisition contract and tossed it onto the mashed potatoes. "You should really read the signature line on the beer side, Dad." My father picked up the papers with trembling hands. He flipped to the last page. His face went pale. He looked at the paper, then at me, then back at the paper. "Signed Michael J. Vance," he whispered. "President of Everest Holdings." Kevin snatched the paper. "This is a joke. You work in a cubicle." "I own the building the cubicle is in," I corrected him. "And as the new owner of the company, I have my first executive order." I looked Kevin dead in the eye. "You're fired. Security will be at the office Monday morning to collect your badge. Don't be late." The silence that followed was better than the pumpkin pie. My dad tried to stammer an apology, something about being proud, but I just stood up, buttoned my blazer, and walked out. I didn't buy the company to save them. I bought it to remind them who actually had the killer instinct.